mini reviews.
Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I'm back with another set of mini reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing three films. While you that I recently streamed these last these last week or two and what have you. And some that one I did watch a couple weeks ago, and then two I just more recently watched. Boy, sorry. Just been a little, well, I think you'll understand um, why I'm just a little. But anywho, let's get into this in Miami because these are pretty good films in Miami, and two of these are Academy Award nominated films for this year. So, are you ready? Good. Then let's begin. Here's the first mini review. First up is Priscilla, released last October by A24 and directed by Sofia Coppola. This is a biographical drama flick which Coppola also wrote and produced, based on the 1985 memoir Elvis and Me by Priscilla Presley, who also happens to serve as executive producer, and Sandra Harmon. It follows the life of Priscilla and her complicated romantic relationship with Elvis Presley himself. Now, it premiered at the Venice International Film Festival last September before getting a release late October of last year. It did pretty decent enough, and it has gotten good reviews and what have you. Anyway, it starts out 2 months before Elvis leaves Germany in March of 1960, and 14-year-old Priscilla is residing with her family in West Germany, where her father is stationed in the U.S. military. At a party on the base, she meets 24-year-old renowned singer Elvis Presley, who had been drafted into the U.S. Army in 1958 at the peak of his fame. Elvis takes an immediate interest in Priscilla, and the two began casually dating despite her parents' concern over their age difference and Elvis' celebrity status. Elvis eventually returns to the U.S. after his service and loses contact with Priscilla, leaving her crestfallen. But soon, a couple of years later, he reconnects her, inviting her to visit him in Los Angeles for a vacation, and then takes her to Las Vegas, but not before leaving behind pre-written postcards to her parents that are to be mailed by his assistant from LA. Well, they enjoy Vegas and she returns to Germany. And and it continues on, in my view. That's all the story I'm going to give to you. Anyway, from what I've seen of Priscilla, I thought this was good. Now, even though I like Baz Luhrmann's Elvis film from 2022, but this film's different, why have you. I really think this has a lot of potential and why have you, and I actually thought it was not too bad. The film's set to 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'll get to that in a little bit. From what I've seen, I think the story's pretty good and what have you. Sofia Coppola does an exceptionally good job with her direction and her story and what have you. Now, for the main cast, we have Kaylee Spaney playing Priscilla herself, which she was nominated for a Golden Globe earlier this year. And playing Elvis is Jacob Elordi, who you may remember who recently played Noah Flynn in Netflix's Kissing Booth trilogy. There's also Ari Cohen as Priscilla's stepfather and Dagmara Dominczyk as Priscilla's mother. So anyway, yeah, cast isn't too bad. Now, for its reviews, Rotten Tomatoes says with Spaney's performance in the title role leading the way, the film sees Sofia Coppola taking a tender yet clear-eyed look at the often toxic blend created by mixing first love and fame. I agree in my view, but I really love to agree with critics well, on the performances of Spain and Elordi. So I'm gonna say I really liked Priscilla and what it had to offer. It was just an exceptionally good film. So anyway, and while it may not have much of Elvis tunes much and what have you, well actually it doesn't really have any of the music on the soundtrack though. But anyway, now the score was composed by Thomas Mars, Coppola's husband, and his band Phoenix. And Sons of Raphael wrote original music for the film. So that was pretty good too. So Priscilla has a pretty good story, a good leading performances, good direction, and all that jazz. For my score, I give Priscilla 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9.5. Next review, please. The next main review I bring to you is The Holdovers, also released that's on the same day Priscilla was released on October 27th. Released by Focus Features and in co-production with Miramax. This is a dramedy flick directed by Alexander Payne, who also directed did the films Sideways, The Descendants, Nebraska, and Downsizing. Anyway, and this was written by David Hemmingson and is set in the winter of 1970 to 71. And the film stars Paul Giamatti as a strict classics teacher at a New England boarding school who is forced to chaperone a handful of students with nowhere to go on Christmas break. This also stars Divine Joy Randolph and Dominic Sessa in his one of his in his introduction film and what have you. Well, yeah, in his film debut, and they play the school cafeteria manager and one of the students who stays on campus. Now, now later on, the other students do leave, but apparently, Sessa's character still stays and what have you. So apparently, because he's not thrilled that his mother is going to be on a honeymoon with her new husband and what have you, because he was originally going to go home for Christmas. So anyway, Giamatti's character Paul Hunnam is really good and what have you. He's a teacher at the Barnum Academy boarding school. While the character, unlike Giamatti, has a lazy eye, which was achieved with a big, soft contact lens that made it difficult for the actor to see. I really think his performance as that character was really good. Dominic Sessa plays Angus Tully, the student that gets left on campus completely during Christmas break. And Divine Joy Randolph plays Mary Lamb, the cafeteria manager. And I'm going to say she was pretty good and what have you. There's others and what have you, but some of them I'm not too familiar with and what have you. But anyway, I think this is a very good film. It is kind of coming of age and what have you, but I feel like this had a lot of potential. The score from Mark Orton was pretty good and what have you, but I really liked the setting of this film in the early 70s and what have you, especially with using the retro Universal logo at the beginning and then making a very special Focus Features logo to make it look 70s in my view, and even one for Miramax. That was really something. And its opening credits make you feel like you're seeing an old film from the 70s, you know what I'm saying? What have you? This was just so incredible. I didn't know what to think of it and what have you. But anyway, this film has been nominated for numerous awards, and it has more recently been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. just like the next film I'm going to talk about. The film currently sits at 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying it's beautifully bittersweet. The film marks a satisfying return to form for director Alexander Payne. Now, while I've only seen maybe a little bit of his work and what have you, but I really think it's really good and what have you. But his direction was really, but Payne's direction it was exceptionally good. Orion for USA Today compared this to It's a Wonderful Life, knowing that both films grapple with troubled past and shared dreams at Christmas time. Definitely agree with that. That is true. Anyway, after watching this, I feel like this just may have potential with winning the Academy Award for Best Picture. But even though I'm still thinking that Oppenheimer will get it, but we'll see. This is probably going to be the second, well, choice I would pick for Best Picture and what have you. So, yeah. Sorry, Barbie's not going to be in there. Probably just below the next one. But overall, I think the Holdovers is pretty good. It's streaming on Peacock now. It will be coming to Prime Video later on. Possibly maybe I don't know, probably the end of next month or early May is when it'll come to Prime Video. So for my score, I give the Holdovers I give it 4.5 stars as well. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this film a 9. It's got good characters, a good cast, great direction, and lots of pretty good 70s songs as well. Definitely. And a great atmosphere with it being set in the 70s as well. Alright, next review. And finally, the last me review in this vid will be on another Academy Award nominated film, also nominated for Best Picture. This just more recently won Best Picture for Comedy or Musical at the Golden Globes, and that's Poor Things, a film that's considered to be like a sex comedy and a dark comedy and other types of comedies together. Released by Searchlight Pictures last December, after it premiered in Venice in September, and well, just a couple of months ago, it just now came out in Ireland and the UK. Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, if I mispronounce that, I apologize, and for a screenplay by Tony McNamara based on Alistair Gray's book of the same name. The film stars Emma Stone along with Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, and others, focusing on a young woman in Victorian London who is resurrected through a brain transplant and embarks on an odyssey of self discovery. Yeah, critics identify multiple genres of this with elements of black comedy and steampunk. Yes, I definitely agree on that. Now, in the film, medical student Max McCandles becomes an assistant to eccentric surgeon Godwin Baxter. He falls in love with Godwin's ward, Bella, a childlike young woman. Godwin reveals that the woman who was pregnant killed herself by leaping off a bridge. He replaced the woman's brain with that of her unborn fetus, resulting in her having an infant's mind, and named her Bella Baxter. And with his encouragement, Max asks for Bella's hand in marriage. She accepts, but as her intelligence rapidly develops, she becomes curious about the outside world herself. So, by exploring her own body, she discovers, well, I'll let you watch the movie, see for yourself, and what have you. I don't want to give more of this story away because it's very sexual, got sexual stuff in it. So I must warn you, though, you better be careful with this film. But overall, it was kind of odd and strange and what have you, but I liked some of it for what it had to offer. I have to give Emma Stone credit for what she had to do in performing Bella. She was absolutely amazing. Mark Ruffalo played the character Duncan Weatherburn. He was pretty good. Willem Dafoe played Dr. Godwin Baxter. He was good. Rami Youssef played Max McCandles. He's good and what have you. Anyway, there's some others in what have you. Most of them I'm afraid I'm not too familiar with. It also even has a special appearance by Jerskin Fendrix, who also happened to do the film's score, which was kind of a little strange as well. But overall, I thought that was some of it was kind of a little, I don't know. But I will say it's really something. Rotten Tomatoes has this at 92%, saying, wildly imaginative and exhilaratingly over the top, the film is a bizarre, brilliant tour de force for director Yorgos Lanthimos and star Emma Stone. Definitely, and what have you. It's I agree with a review from Time saying it's so far well, that the director's finest movie so far, a strange, gorgeous looking picture that extends generosity both to its characters and audience, and found that Stone's performance is wonderful, vile, exploratory, almost lunar in its perfect oddness. I will say it does have a few funny moments, some funny moments in YB, and kind of strangeness in YB. That's kind of what catches me in YB. And unfortunately, this had some black and white in it, just like Oppenheimer, but only in its first half in YB. But then it goes to color for the rest of its run, which, yeah. Anyway, I think Poor Things is a pretty good film. I wish that film the best of luck at the Academy Awards. So this is the third film that I would one of the three films I would pick for possible winner at the as the best picture. Oppenheimer is still tops in my book, and of course I mentioned the Holdovers is right behind it, and then Poor Things. Sorry, Barbie. I mean, I know that I love Barbie, but these films could be potential. Have the potential to pull it off. You know how some of these people are with these movies. Anyway, Poor Things, it's not too bad. It recently came to streaming not so long, just a week ago, and it's now streaming on Hulu. It will be coming to physical media next week. So anyway, check it out on one. Poor Things, I think you might enjoy it. Just depends if you can handle the weirdness and weirdness, oddness. I don't know what have you this film has to offer. For my score, I'm gonna give Poor Things 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8.5. There you have it. Those are my mini reviews for these three films: Priscilla, The Holdovers, and Poor Things. What did you think of these three films? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, have you ever seen any of these? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, change of plans. I keep forgetting to tell you my schedule is always subject to change. Now, now I was going to do Monsters vs. Aliens next, but that's going to be on hold for now. Details to follow on when I can put it on a new date. I'm still going to think of doing it this month. So next time you'll be getting another mini reviews vid where I'll be reviewing two brand new Netflix films, Spaceman and Damsel. So you'll be getting that next. Again, details to follow on when I can get a new date for Monsters vs. Aliens. Also, I am going to tell you that this Sunday night, I will be reviewing the classic Roadhouse. With its new remake, not too far away from premiering on Prime Video, I'm going to review the classic itself. And if I can find a spot, I will do a spoiler-free review of the brand new remakes. So stay tuned for that when it comes around. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for some of these other films and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my previous mini reviews vid where I reviewed some films, including the chick flick Bottoms. In the upper right-hand corner is my new spoiler-free review of Dune Part 2, which is out now. Or if you'd like, just for the heck of it, if you'd like to see more of Emma Stone, check out my review of Easy A, the film that really made her big. Well, even though she was in Zombieland. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.